Coming up on Inside the Summit League, Bison. North Dakota State dominates again at the Outdoor Track and Field Championships. 8 titles in a row now for the NDSU women, 6 straight for the NDSU men. And the Bison softball team wins 2 games in the NCAA regional tournament, but they run into the number 1 team in the nation. Welcome to the show. Pretty good week for North Dakota State with that softball performance. Their baseball team with a dramatic extra inning win to get them into the Summit League tournament this week. And the Bison outdoor track and field teams trample the competition again in the league championships. It was a little cool and a little bit rainy for the first 2 days of the outdoor championships at Hanson Field in Macomb, Illinois. But North Dakota State gets right to work with a new championship record in the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase. Erin Teschuk of North Dakota State, she's the defending champion, does it again, cuts almost 40 seconds off of her winning time from last year. Teschuk finishes in just over 10 minutes, 10:03.56. Not a personal best for her, but that is a new league championship record. Breaks the record by more than 12 seconds. So Teschuk, just a junior, wins back-to-back in the 3,000-meter steeplechase. In the men's steeplechase, owned by North Dakota State as well, Brett Kelly, the only guy to go under 9 minutes this season, and his teammate right beside him, Brendan Skyme, with a qualifying time of just over 9 minutes. Kelly and Skyme kick it in, going to the final lap, and Brett Kelly, with a little bit left at the end, he wins it in a time of 9:05.94. Skyme in second place, and then Thies, Kraft, and Ullman all in the top 5. In the women's pole vault, University of South Dakota always strong in this event. Hunter Wilkes of USD won it last year, wins it again this year. She misses here, but Wilkes does clear 13 feet, 3 3/4 inches. Emily Brigham of USD and Amy Leiferman of South Dakota State both get over at that same height, but Wilkes wins it on fewer misses. And Hunter Wilkes, still just a junior, back-to-back Summit League champion in the pole vault. In the women's hammer throw, North Dakota State with the top 3 throwers. Courtney Pasiowicz unleashes one at 194 feet 1 inch, and Pasiowicz, just a redshirt freshman, is your league champion. Some other women's finals from the first 2 days of the competition. Emily Lesser of North Dakota State wins this shot, puts it out there 54 feet 2 inches. Sierra Rosenau defends her championship in the javelin, just a touch under her winning throw from last year, but gets it out there 162 feet 3 inches for the Bison. In the high jump, Megan Gleiser of South Dakota goes 5'11.5". That ties her own league championship record. Mary Worth of South Dakota State was the defending champion. She's in second this year at 5'10.5". Annalisa Hushley of South Dakota wins the long jump at 19 feet 11.5 inches. It would be the first of 2 individual wins for her this year. And in the 10,000 meters, another repeat champion, Amber Eichhorn of South Dakota, takes 53 seconds off of her winning time from a year ago and sets a new championship meet record, finishes in 35:18.59. In the men's 10,000, Damon Pruitt of IUPUI, his best time of the year, to clip defending champion Brett Haas of South Dakota by 2.5 seconds. Tyler Frank of South Dakota in the high jump, he wins it at 6 feet 8 1/4. Zach Kuzman of South Dakota State had the best jump coming in, but he settles for second at 6'7". Jeremiah Airy of South Dakota State, only guy in the league to go over 23 feet this season in the long jump, and he wins it at 23 1/4. He would win the triple jump on Friday as well. North Dakota State with the top 7 finishers in the javelin. Maddie Mortimer on top with 237 feet. That is a new championship record for the sophomore from England. And Alex Renner of North Dakota State is a double winner this year. In the shot put, only guy to go over 60 feet in the finals. A season best for him at 61 feet 3 inches. And Renner wins the hammer throw too, a season best there as well, 201 feet 5 inches. Up next, more league records going down as USD rises up to challenge the Bison on the final day of the Outdoor Track and Field Championships.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort, and Dakota Land Honda. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Welcome back. Well, South Dakota and South Dakota State came on strong on Friday at the League Outdoor Track and Field Championships, but North Dakota State had the depth and the talent to hold them off. Here are the new league records and the highlights from the final day of competition in Macomb. Start with the women's 4x100 relay final, and South Dakota State picks a great time to rip off the best time in the league this season. They get it to Carly Carper with the lead on the anchor leg. She flies home, and the Jacks win it in 45.67 seconds. Same story in the men's 4x1. Western Illinois with the best time in the league this year, right here in the final. Justin Kilpatrick is the anchor, and the Leathernecks win it in a time of 40.73. Women's 1,500 meters. This is the first new championship record of the day. Erin Teschuk of North Dakota State. She won the Steeplechase the day before this and wins the 1,500 here in a time of 4:18.60. That takes more than 9 seconds off of the previous league championship record. Women's 100-meter hurdles. As close as you can get. Marissa Hagedorn of South Dakota State in lane 4. Shanice Cannigan of South Dakota in lane 2. Hagedorn wins by 1/100th of a second in a time of 14.60. In the men's 110-meter hurdles, 5 guys with their best times of the season in this race, including Parker McKittrick of North Dakota State. He takes the tape in a time of 14.27. Women's 400-meter dash, Morgan Milbrath of North Dakota State and Madison Reynolds of Oral Roberts shoulder to shoulder through the final turn. Milbrath pulls away just at the end to win by a half a second in a time of 53.97. In the men's 400, Landon Yoakum, North Dakota State freshman from Bismarck, North Dakota, just hangs on to beat Dakari Hicks of Oral Roberts. Yoakum wins it by 6/100ths of a second. In the women's 100-meter dash, Carly Carper of South Dakota State, Annalisa Hushley of South Dakota, and Tamara Williams of Oral Roberts, all right in the middle of the track, and Carper wins it in 11.90 seconds. Hushley is second in 11.92. Men's 100 meters, Gawain Williams in lane 4, freshman from South Dakota. Edges across first in a time of 10.64 seconds. Joseph Rice Heron of Oral Roberts in second. And Justin Kilpatrick of Western Illinois, the defending champion in this event, finishes third in 10.69 seconds. Women's 800 meters, not even close. Amy Andrushko, just a sophomore for North Dakota State, takes off in the final 100 meters. Andrushko more than 2 seconds ahead of the field and wins in 2:08.18. In the men's 800, Mach DeJoik of South Dakota. He won the indoor 800 this season and just hanging out in the weeds for most of the race in last place for about 600 meters. And then he comes on strong in the final turn, overtakes Jonah Warwick of North Dakota State and John Bradford of Oral Roberts. And DeJoik takes the 800 in a time of 1:52.04. Men's 400 hurdles. Another win for the Coyotes. Lucas Bernard of South Dakota in the headband, coming on strong in lane 6. And Bernard wins it in 51.87. USD teammate Eric Hill finishes third. In the women's 200-meter dash, the usual suspects, Carper from SDSU, Hushley from USD, Williams from Oral Roberts, and it looks like Carper for a moment, but it is Hushley 7/100ths of a second ahead of Carper for the 200 title. Men's 200 meters. These guys can fly. Xavier Levy of Western Illinois is the defending champion and has the best time this season coming in. Justin Kilpatrick of Western Illinois will run his best time of the year in this race, but they both finish behind Dakari Hicks of Oral Roberts. He runs his best time of the season and wins it in 21.08 seconds. In the women's 5,000 meters, Amber Eichhorn, a junior from South Dakota. She won it last year, wins it again this year, and blows away the meet record. Breaks it by more than 26 seconds in a time of 16:16.48. Maddie Van Beek of North Dakota State broke the old record too, but finishes in second behind Eichhorn, who repeats as champion this year in the 5,000 and the 10,000 meters. In the men's 5,000, Mubarak Musa of South Dakota only had the third best time on his own team coming into this race, but Musa runs his best race of the season. It comes down to him and Tom Ullman of IUPUI. Musa takes it in 14:44.08, just over a second ahead of Tom Ullman. Women's 4x400 relay, the Bison rising to the occasion again. North Dakota State, the defending champions, they win it again this year with 4 new runners. Alexis Woods and Melissa Kitching and Ashley Heinze and Morgan Milbrath take it in a time of 3:42.38. And the final event, men's 4x4, really close between North Dakota State and South Dakota State. Adam Belhaj on the anchor leg for the Jackrabbits takes the lead in the home stretch, and SDSU wins the 4x4 in 3:12.28, a quarter of a second ahead of North Dakota State. Anyway, you add it up, it all adds up to another team title for the North Dakota State women. It's their 8th in a row. They set a new record for the most points in the outdoor championships as well. Maddie Van Beek of North Dakota State is named the track most valuable player. She finished second in the steeplechase, the 1,500, and the 5,000 meters for the Bison. The North Dakota State men win for the 6th year in a row. South Dakota in second place behind Mach DeJoik, who is named the track most valuable. Landon Yoakum of NDSU wins the newcomer of the championships award this year. Up next, the final week of the regular season in baseball comes down to the final inning in Fargo as the Bison win their way into this week's Summit League tournament.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Well, the matchups are set for the Summit League Baseball Championship starting Wednesday in Sioux Falls. Oral Roberts, the top seed, will play North Dakota State. South Dakota State is the number 2 seed. The Jackrabbits will face Fort Wayne. And there was some drama on the final day of the regular season. On Sunday, as North Dakota State got a walk-off win to finish 1 game ahead of Western Illinois. North Dakota State hosting Omaha. They got rained out on Thursday, so playing 2 on Friday. And in game 1, bottom of the 9th inning, Braden Resch drives in Danny Reagan to tie the game at 2, but Omaha gets a run in the 10th, and the Mavericks take game 1 3-2. So the Bison in a do-or-die game in game 2, and they get a gem from Trent Kiefer. He is the pitcher of the week, complete game, 6-hitter, just allows 1 earned run. And North Dakota State, meanwhile, gets 6 runs in the 8th inning. Freshman Mason Perchalski had a great weekend, 3-run triple, and the Bison get a gotta-have-it win, 8-1. And then on Saturday, Perchalski doing it again for North Dakota State. He had 5 hits in these 2 crucial games. He is the league player of the week, drives in John Skirbeck, and the Bison take a 4-3 lead after 8 innings. Omaha gets 1 in the 9th to tie it. And then here in the bottom of the 12th inning, Andy Wicklund comes through with an RBI single. North Dakota State wins 5-4. The Bison stay hot. They have won 7 of their last 10, and they win their way into the postseason tournament because Western Illinois, the team that North Dakota State was battling with, got swept at Oral Roberts. Golden Eagles win 2-0, 4-0, and 11-3. Anthony Sequeira with 2 more home runs in this series. He ends the regular season as the league leader in homers with 10 and the league leader in RBI with 52. Oral Roberts finishes 25-5 in league play this year. Western Illinois finishes up 10-20. So Oral Roberts and North Dakota State are in the league postseason tournament. So are South Dakota State and Fort Wayne. They split 2 games in their final regular season series. Last game got rained out on Saturday, but the Dons rough up Jackrabbit ace Adam Bray on Thursday. Kendall Whitman with a home run. They get to Bray for 5 runs in less than 2 innings, and Fort Wayne wins game 1 7-2. Jacks come back and come out swinging in game 2, though. 7 runs in the first inning on a couple of walks, an error, and 5 singles. Reed Clary with 4 RBI in the game for the Jackrabbits. Chris Anderson gets his 8th win of the year, and look at this grab out in center field by Zach Coppola. Beautiful. 15-0 South Dakota State in this one, and it will be SDSU facing Fort Wayne again in the first round of the tournament on Wednesday. Well, up next, Oral Roberts has one of the best hitters and one of the best pitchers in the league this year, and he is the same guy. Anthony Sequeira is up for a national award as the best two-way player in the country.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Welcome back. John Olerude was a Major League Baseball player, mostly with the Toronto Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners in the 90s and the early 2000s. He was a great hitter and a pitcher at Washington State during his college days. And there is now an award named for Olerude to honor the best two-way player in college baseball. And the Summit League has one of the candidates this year. Anthony Sequeira has been named one of the semifinalists for the John Olerude Two-Way Player of the Year Award. To make the list, you have to be a position player and have at least 20 innings pitched or at least 6 saves, and Sequeira has done all of that. On the mound, he leads the Summit League in saves right now with 9, and at the plate, he leads the league in home runs and runs batted in. And he will find out about the award later this summer. It will be presented in late June. Sequeira is already the Summit League Player of the Year, named this week by the head coaches. Oral Roberts also has the Pitcher of the Year, the Newcomer of the Year, and the Coach of the Year. Altamirano is second in the league in wins and third in ERA. Watley is fifth in batting average right now and third in runs batted in. Ryan Fulmer is in his third season now at Oral Roberts and his first in the Summit League. ORU returned to the league this year after 2 seasons in the Southland Conference.
I think it's good to be back in the league. I think the one thing you notice right away is the league has improved. The teams have gotten better. They have outstanding coaches in place, and we're just glad to be a part of it. I think it was important for us to get off to a good start. We're able to establish that early in the season and kind of carry it throughout. So proud of our guys and the way they competed throughout the conference season.
And they are the number 1 seed in the conference tournament this week. Well, up next, what a sensational softball season it was for North Dakota State. We will tag along for their trip to Oregon and the NCAA Regional Tournament.
Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda. Inside the Summit League on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Health, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Well, congrats on a great season to the North Dakota State softball team. The Bison beat Fresno State and BYU in their NCAA regional, and it took Oregon, the number 1 team in the country, to finally knock the Bison out of the tournament. Ryan Nelson was with the team from start to finish.
After 3 wins in the Summit League tournament to earn their 6th title in 7 years, the Bison softball team was headed to Oregon for the Eugene Regional of the NCAA tournament.
This is going to be a great experience for them to kind of go out that direction, and they've done such a great job this year, and it's going to be a tough region. I mean, all the teams in there are strong, but I think if we just keep on going there, do what we've done all year, we have a chance to do well.
The Bison, who left Fargo on Tuesday, practiced on Howe Field Wednesday afternoon in preparation for their first game against Fresno State.
I think just keep doing what we've been doing all year. Our defense makes a couple adjustments, but for me it's always attack, and that's all you can do.
Senior pitcher Krista Mankey struck out 6 of 10 Bulldog batters through 3 innings before RBI singles by Grable and Stifter gave the Bison a comfortable 4-0 lead that served as the final score.
You get that first win out of the way, you get I think both teams, obviously everybody's nervous out there. And now they can just kind of come back and just, relax in some aspects, because it's still, we're not the favorite to win this thing. Oregon's the number 2 seed, and by getting that first win, now we can kind of, I don't know, you just going to put yourself in a good position really for the rest of the tournament by getting that first win.
Second-seeded Oregon defeated BYU in the second game Thursday to set up a matchup with NDSU on Friday. Junior Cheyenne Garcia caught the attention of the Ducks with a solo home run in the top of the first inning. The Ducks put up 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th behind a Lilly single, a Decker double, and a Costa solo home run. The Bison answered in the top of the 6th thanks to a towering 2-run home run from junior Logan Moreland and had a chance to tie the game in the top of the 7th, but Sheridan Hawkins collected 2 strikeouts to end the game.
It's time to basically just move on to the next game. I mean, there's another opportunity for us to go out and play and get ready to get a championship opportunity again tomorrow. So we're just going to kind of take just a few minutes to probably get over this one and then move on to the next game. Following
a BYU win over Fresno State, the Bison dominated the Cougars, scoring a run in 6 of 7 innings and behind 9 Mankey Ks to earn another shot at the Ducks on Saturday morning.
I mean, we're going to fix a couple of things here and there because they out-executed us in obviously that big inning, but we're just going to go out there and attack.
But this time, the Ducks came prepared, scoring 2 runs in the first inning off a Decker home run, and senior pitcher Carissa Hovinga, with a contrasting style to Hawkins, faced the minimum batters through 5 innings, got out of a bases-loaded jam in the 6th, before surrendering NDSU's only run of the game in the 7th.
Yeah, that was one of our goals we set this year, was to not lose twice to a team all year. And I guess if Oregon's a team for us to lose twice to, I'm not going to be too disappointed in that.
The Bison, who graduate 3 seniors, finished the season 45-11, their highest win total in more than a decade.
Bison!
You just see the growth and just the student athletes that we have. They buy into what we're talking to them about. They think that they can beat anybody at any time. And just I think for a northern school, for us just to have the success we have, just really our athletes are just tremendous people and just really work hard to try to achieve those things.
Reporting for Inside the Summit League, I'm Ryan Nelson.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Krista Menke, by the way, set a Summit League record, single-season record this year with 391 strikeouts. Well, you got the baseball championships this weekend in Sioux Falls, and we will see you next week on Inside the Summit League.